I am continuing in my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am continuing reading in a chronological order, according to event, not according to publication or volume, so I'm skipping around a bit as I move along. We are again in the Book of Mormon. Right now we've reached Mormon is 50 years old. We've had a 24-year war, practically. And, well, that 24-year war took us to when Mormon was 40. We had then had 10 years of peace. And now a new war has broken out. The Lamanites have come out, but the Nephites beat them back twice. Two great victories, but they gloried in their own strength and decided to go on the offensive to destroy the Lamanites, and Mormon has refused to lead them now. We also read a letter from Mormon to Moroni. So Moroni has just recently been called to the ministry, meaning he is now an ordained, probably an elder or an equivalent, possibly a bishop, that level of administration in the church. And the letter was all about infant baptism. But we now return to the history in Mormon. We're going to pick it up in chapter 4. And now it came to pass that in the 363rd year the Nephites did go up with their armies to battle against the Lamanites out of the land of desolation. And it came to pass that the armies of the Nephites were driven back again to the land of desolation, and while they were yet weary, a fresh army of the Lamanites did come upon them, and they had a sore battle, insomuch that the Lamanites did take possession of the city desolation, and did slay many of the Nephites, and did take many prisoners. And the remainder did flee and join the inhabitants of the city Teancum. Now the city Teancum lay in the borders by the seashore, and it was also near the city Desolation. And it was because the armies of the Nephites went up unto the Lamanites that they began to be smitten. For were it not for that, the Lamanites could have had no power over them. But behold, the judgments of God will overtake the wicked. And it is by the wicked that the wicked are punished, for it is the wicked that stir up the hearts of the children of men unto bloodshed. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did make preparations to come against the city Teancum. And it came to pass in the 364th year the Lamanites did come against the city Teancum, that they might take possession of the city Teancum also. And it came to pass that they were repulsed and driven back by the Nephites. And when the Nephites saw that they had driven the Lamanites, they did again boast of their own strength. And they went forth in their own might and took possession again of the city Desolation. And now all these things had been done, and there had been thousands slain on both sides, both the Nephites and the Lamanites. And it came to pass that the 366th year had passed away, and the Lamanites came again upon the Nephites to battle. And yet the Nephites repented not of the evil they had done, but persisted in their wickedness continually. And it is impossible for the tongue to describe, or for man to write a perfect description of the horrible scene of the blood and carnage which was among the people, both of the Nephites and of the Lamanites. And every heart was hardened, so that they delighted in the shedding of blood continually. And there never had been so great wickedness among all the children of Lehi, nor even among all the house of Israel, according to the words of the Lord, as was among this people. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did take possession of the city Desolation, and this because their number did exceed the number of the Nephites. And they did also march forward against the city Teancum, and did drive the inhabitants forth out of her, and did take many prisoners, both women and children, and did offer them up as sacrifices unto their idol gods. And it came to pass that in the 367th year the Nephites, being angry because the Lamanites had sacrificed their women and their children, that they did go against the Lamanites with exceedingly great anger, insomuch that they did beat again the Lamanites, and drive them out of their lands. And the Lamanites did not come again against the Nephites until the 375th year. And in this year they did come down against the Nephites with all their power, and they were not numbered because of the greatness of their number. And from this time forth did the Nephites gain no power over the Lamanites, but began to be swept off by them, even as they do before the sun. And it came to pass that the Lamanites did come down against the city Desolation, and there was an exceedingly sore battle fought in the land of Desolation, in the which they did beat the Nephites. And they fled again from before them, and they came to the city Boaz, and there they did stand against the Lamanites with exceeding boldness, insomuch that the Lamanites did not beat them until they had come again the second time. And when they had come the second time, the Nephites were driven and slaughtered with an exceedingly great slaughter. Their women and their children were again sacrificed unto idols, And it came to pass that the Nephites did again flee from before them, taking all the inhabitants with them, both in towns and villages. And now I, Mormon, seeing that the Lamanites were about to overthrow the land, therefore I did go to the hill Shim, and did take up all the records which Ammoron had hid up unto the Lord. The city desolation changes hands like 6 times. It is in the 363rd year that the Nephites decide to go on the offensive and attack the Lamanites. They are defeated. They are driven back, horrible losses. They come back to the city desolation, but the Lamanites come up and take the city desolation, driving them back to Teancum. The Nephites withstand them at Teancum and then take the city desolation. The Lamanites come up and take desolation back and sacrifice all the women and children. Nephites in anger come back and take the city desolation again. That's at least 4 times. There are many battles in the land of desolation over this city. It starts in 363. It's in 367 that the Nephites come down the final time in their anger and take the city desolation. And then there is peace again until the year 365. So that is about 8 years of peace again. During that time, the Lamanites are building up their armies. Now, we have this period of peace most likely because both armies have been completely devastated, and the Lamanites need time for their younger men to grow into soldier age. Then they bring out their armies, an army so numerous that it is not counted. Now, so far, we've had armies as big as 50,000. That's the largest number it's listed, so this is a massive army. I'm guessing this army that came up was over 100,000 warriors. And they drive the Nephites out. The Nephites try to stand at Desolation, are defeated. They try to stand at Teancum and are defeated. They try to stand at Boaz and are driven out. Never again do they gain the advantage. They had their last chance, although I think there will be one more time where they are told that they will have a chance. But right now, they never again have advantage. Now, this last note here. Mormon goes to this hill Shim and gets all the records. Remember, Ammoron told him to take only the plates of Nephi so that he could continue the record. But now the Lamanites are destroying everything. They're sweeping the land. The records are threatened. And so Mormon goes and he collects all the records and takes them out. This also tells us that the land of Antiem and the hill Shim, where the records are hidden, are in the land northward. They were not hidden in the land southward. They're hidden in the land northward. But near Desolation. You said earlier that Jashin is where the place was near Jashin, and Jashin is near Desolation. So we're in the southern end of the land northward, just at the border between the two. I mean, you might be a day or two's journey in, but it's not that far from that southern border. But that's where we're going to leave it. It's nice. It gives us a show the people, as a never in the history of Israel had a people been so evil. We haven't gotten a full description of it. That's a pretty good description in my opinion. But note also that at this time, Mormon is now 65 years old. In the year 375, he is now 65 years old. He's getting up there in age. His son, Moroni, is probably reaching about 40 years old now. That is the ages that these men are at during this time of just horrible evil. But we're going to leave it here and pick it up in the chapter 5 next, so I will see you there.